Hello everybody and welcome back to One Last Turn. Welcome back to the Alchemy Factory One Plot Challenge. This is episode 12 and we've gotten a decent bit of the way so far. Let's just check out our orders here and add them to, or actually this one is takes a Mars. They all take a Mars. And we aren't doing Mars today, so these are going to have to expire and wait. What we're doing today is the blast potions, and that is because Mars just takes a little bit more than we're currently set up for. So I want to go to blast potions instead. Last time we finished up by making black powder, and that is a key component in blast potions. We are, however, going to need a lot of black powder, so eventually at least, if we want to scale up blast potions. So I think this entire floor here is going to be for black powder, and then we are going to make another floor for the actual blast potion production. Let's get us some bricks. Where is our bricks? That's here. Yeah. So blast potions is the, as you can see here in the tree, it is the last thing here in the level 7. So the unlocker for level 8 is also what we have a quest for. But we are going to need the Alembic to start. We could also, if we wanted to, actually we're also going to need the Paradox Crucible, so we might as well just make that one immediately. We could use the thermal extractors, but they are a bit expensive to run fuel-wise. And we do have, even though we are running quite a bit of stuff currently with our current fuel setup, and we just upgraded it a few episodes ago. When we move into these next couple of builds and these next couple of tires, or tiers, levels, whatever you want to call it, fuel costs really do go up quite a bit. So we gotta unlock the Alembic, we gotta unlock Brandy in order to get blast potions, because those are the ingredients. But yeah, we are going to wait with the Mars because it requires a lot of stuff, and it requires a lot of fuel and fertilizer as well. We just aren't really entirely set up for it yet. So I wanted to see growth potions where we're doing that, and I think actually that is probably here. Isn't this the, yes, this is the growth potions. So we are sort of filling up growth potions on this floor, and we are gonna be using them in the future. So that is sort of also the advantage of the way we're doing this, is we can sort of let everything just run on the coke powder and the advanced fertilizer that we have downstairs. We can just let it run because it is scaled, it works. There's no need really to change up the fuel types, fertilizer and fuel. So that is quite nice. We can just let it run and it should just work without issues. We should probably just take this chest here. Oh, we didn't have enough room. You know, I'm gonna get rid of this 5% Saturn just because I'm never gonna hit never gonna hit the time where I can swap it out, and I just can't really be bothered. Anyways, that was brandy, and then we need to unlock the blast potion itself. There's 3 components, as you can see here, 2 blast potions. There is brandy, and there is black powder, and then there is this star-looking thing. It's called Oblivion Essence, and it comes from this Paradox Crucible that we just unlocked. It is quite a expensive machine in terms of fuel. As you can see, it consumes 240p. If we look at our current fuel source, which is coke powder, though that's at 732, so we would need like 792. We will need like 2 point something, but close to 3 coke powder per second. That's 180 coke powder per minute. That's like a build and a half. And we need 2 of these running. Well, 1 point something, but we would need close to 300 coke powder, and that's just not really feasible. So what are we going to do instead? Well, we are actually going to use the blast potions that we create. As you can see, the heat value here, 28,000. It's quite an increase. Black powder is also possible. It's at 36. We could do black powder, but it is just a little bit easier and more efficient, as far as I can tell, to go with the sort of feed itself. Let the build, or at least the build feed its own sort of. Oh no, did we build too close to the edge here? God damn. Okay. Let's move it then. That is quite annoying. Then we're gonna get a bunch of shit. And we can't even... And I forgot the pipes. Great. Great. Let's put down a chest. Clean up our inventory a bit so we have some room to pick up. That wasn't enough. Let's just kill all these stones. It's gonna be fine. I mean, it is a bit a waste of money, but that's just how it goes sometimes. And the same with the logs. I'm gonna kill those as well. I'm gonna keep the pyrite ore just because it is a bit more expensive. Let's see here. Sulfur, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want this. Come on. How many? Okay, just a little bit left. There's a lock. Nails we want. Don't want any of these things really, so let's just kill that. And we will kill these pipes. Then we'll bring this back. And we need rope that I took away. Okay, like this. There we go. Let's just, for now, get rid of these. We'll just put them over here, and then we'll put in just a box. Oh, it was still holding on to one. Okay, so very temporarily we are going to why does it... Oh, because it's actually flowing out. Um, that's fine. Okay, so very temporarily we're just gonna do this, and this needs a little bit of fuel. And I think that it's self-supporting, like the black powder will flow back in. We have some on us. Okay, let's get these walls up. There we go, and we will get our staircase and build a new floor so we can get those blast potions down. Now, what I really want to do, possibly eventually, would be to get a full belt of blast potions. So I'm gonna... we are out of wood. Did we leave some in here? We did not. We should be able to take stuff. No. What do we have in excess of? Let's just get rid of these coal ores. There we go. And we can get rid of some of our copper down here. Okay. Do we have wood? We don't have any wood. Great. Great, great, great. Now what I want to do is I want to build the... I mean, that's also why I want to have separate floors for the black powder and the rest of the blast potion, is because I wanted to be able to scale in the future so we can add more blast potions. But to be honest, I haven't made it this far before. I have made it to blast potions, but I haven't made it any further. I just know there's this thing called a panacea potion, which is sort of like the end game fuel. It's both a fuel and a fertilizer in one. It's over 10 times. I mean, it's close. It seems to be like 15-ish times more powerful a fuel than blast potions are. But it needs blast potions, so I'm unsure how much we need of blast potions in the end. So I wanna make room for it to be able to scale up to a belt, at least, maybe even a belt and a half. And I think I have an idea for how to do that. Let's see if 100 planks isn't enough. You know, actually, let's just get 2 more logs. And we can throw... not sure if we have our temporary wood set up anymore. We do not. But we can make one. We can just make it here. Let's see. Order income's decent. Profit 200 silver. Okay. That's not bad. And we did sell some Saturns, but not as many Saturns as we do sometimes. So I don't know what's happening there. But it is fine. So let's just keep going for now. That is still... Is this not running? No. Is that because this didn't get fuel? I mean, it probably is, right? Let's just throw this black powder in. And then it should get going. Okay, so let's get that last down and see if we are, of course, we are going to be running out of stone as well. Okay. We don't have any stone either. We should fix that at some point. That would make a lot of sense to fix, so we always have those things. We got another bulk order with a Mars. It really wants us to go the Mars route. It's just not happening. Not right now. So we are a little bit cut off from whatchamacallit? Contracts. We're a little bit cut off from contracts, quests, whatever you want to call them, for a little while, and obviously that does suck a little bit, but we do have, I mean, we have a lot of money in our safe here. 4,000 silver, 5 gold. Got plenty. That's not what I wanted to do. Wanted to get the wood and some stones. That should be enough for now, hopefully. We are getting quite high now. It does take a little while to get up to our floor. No, we're short. Okay. I don't want to waste any more time with that. Let's put down the correct flooring with the access hole here. So we need, let's take a look here at the advanced blender, because that is going to be what is going to make the blast potions. I want to fill out a advanced blender. I think that is a reasonable starting point, and as far as I can tell, we will end up spending about 8 blast potions to fuel the Oblivion Essence Paradox Crucibles, but that still leaves us with 12 blast potions. And if we look at growth potions, for example, which are being made here, I mean, we are doing 40 of these, but they're also self-consuming a bit. How about, whoop, oh no. I was just trying to compare to the other types of potions. Here we're getting 30, and for the healing potions, we are doing 20. So it is gonna be a little bit less, and maybe we can double the production, but as you can see also, we're producing 20 black powder. It's still not running. What is... oh, right, we are missing the pipelines. There we go. So this one does 20, and obviously a little bit is going into self-feeding. Probably gonna take that out because it's not that much heat that's needed for these. But that could also sort of be an argument that we could just leave it. Because we need 40 to get 20, so we need actually to double this setup, and we will probably do that. But that's for later. Let's start with the brandy because that is a multi-step problem. So brandy, we need coke powder, and we need fruit wine. Now, coke powder we already have a build for, and it is quite nice, I think. So we are just gonna take that and, you know, slightly modify it, but not by that much. Just want to make it a little bit more. You'll see. Could do it here as well, to be honest. I just want the crushers to face the same way instead of doing this. So we could definitely do that. If we just take that there and we cut. There we go. And then we just connect that there. And we got some excess coal ore that we're just gonna throw out because it can't be bothered. Now let's take this all the way to here. There we go. That is our coke build, and we'll just confirm that. We need a lot more stone, and we need some portals. So let's jump out a window. in the game. Nothing there. It's just the easiest way to get out sometimes to the bottom floor here. And we got a little bit of stone and wood that has been processing. We are gonna need more of these portals, so let's just get, let's say 15. I think that's probably a decent spot to be. So our Saturns and Jupiters seem to be lacking a bit. Slow on the wood here because there's a backlog on the advanced fertilizer. Okay. And how about this? This seems to be running smoothly. I guess it's just one is on the way, or it was just sold or something. Okay, let's see here. Coke build. So we need 24 crushers in order to go for a true full build of production. So it will end up being I think it's 190 blast potions if we do 24 crushers, but we're gonna use 70 of those, so we'll produce, like, the output of the entire system will be 120, which is a full build. So we need to have room for 24 of these, and I think the best way to do that is to stack them. Then we have 6 here and 6 here and 6 here and 6 here, and that should be enough room to go along on this side here. So we just need to be able to stack these, and I think I have a way for that. Let's start though by putting down our utility belt here in the corner, just so we are sure that we are building in the correct space. We want to go one forward because we need to get the coins to an additional level, so that should be here. And then what we can just do, obviously, like this, is we will be able to use this adjustable beam across, and we can just stack there, and then we can build on top of this without any issues. So I think that is gonna work out pretty well, but we are not gonna do it yet because we don't need that much to begin with. In order to do, let's take a look at the brandy recipe. We use that, or we create that in the Alembic, which is the new one we need a little bit of copper for. It's the new machine that we got. That's not copper either. This is copper. So it's the new machine that we got in this tier. It needs to be built on a heating device. Nope. Let's put it there. So, brandy, 120 coke powder to 960 brandy, but we only need 800 brandy on this, so we really only need 100 coke powder. Now, how much coke powder do we produce on this? Well, let's just go down and check instead of hooking it up here. One more. I know there's like jumping, that's just a side note here. I know there's like those jumping mushrooms you can jump on, but I don't think that's that effective. Is there a way to sort of get up this many flights without having to run this much? If you have any idea, then please let me know. Or maybe I need to start sort of carrying around like a miniature factory for basic stuff, so I don't have to go down as much. That would probably make sense. Anyway, we're doing 40 coal, so we're doing 120 coal, and those are 1-to-1 on the coke in the crucibles, and they're 1-to-1 for the coke powder, which means we're doing 120 coke powder, which is great. We just need 100 though, and then we can self-feed into the furnaces like we're doing down in the for our own production. So this should be fine producing 100. It's probably producing a little bit more than 100. I think, though, it's not enough for the Alembic. Can we see the Alembic here? Yeah, so that consumes 200p. So I don't think it's enough but we could sort of add it. It would make sense to add it. So we don't have to rely completely on our own infrastructure supply. Because it is going to be quite expensive with that. Okay, another 200 profit day. I just want to see the ledger. Because I feel like this was a 500 day. So what changed? Obviously, there's 150 more that we're missing on this one, but is it the cost? No, the cost seems to be about the same. So earnings 1,000, expenses or earnings 1150 and expenses 550. So profit 50 or 500 or 600, sorry. And how was it today? So yeah, we're just missing those in the earnings. And is it then the expense of that? Yeah, so the expenses are up a little bit and the earnings are down a little bit, primarily from that. So it sort of adds up, just not quite sure I remember why, but we're in positive, and that is really mostly what matters. Okay. Now, we need to get this out of here. Let's just move this one. What if we move it over here? Just thinking of a way that we can tile this easily. Because let's imagine we have two of these stacks, so we need two alembics. Then it would be really nice if we could just do this. And then get the other one from upstairs. But does that tile nicely? Let's see if we take this and let's say we confirm it. Yeah, that tile's just fine. Okay, so let's go with that. Let's go with that. Next thing we need is fruit wine, and obviously we need a relative to that as well. We just need 2,000. And how do we make fruit wine? Well, we already did it once, but let's just build it because it's quite simple. We have our nurseries, and they will need... I'm just gonna set up a purchasing portal here. They're gonna need red currant seeds, and there we go. 11, 12. That should set us up without an issue. So we need red currant seeds, and these with we don't have any fertilizer on us. We don't have any. We have a. Do you have some fertilizer here? No, this is just growth potions. I mean, we probably want to use growth potions. Don't need to run around with these things. Okay. Sorry about that. So this does 120. Then we need extractors. Which does 20 to 200. So this does 100 to 1000. So we're slightly overproducing on the red current, which is fine. And then we just need 2 of these for the 2000. And we can put that here. And then we will make another one here, but I just wanna flip this one so it's symmetrical. So we will be getting fertilizer in from there, and then I would like to get fuel. Guess we're gonna have to go around, or we can just do fuel here, and then we can get fertilizer in from there. Cool. So that does our fruit wine. Then we just need to get it to our Olympics. There we go. Now this should provide us with brandy. The brandy that we need. And if we put a stand on here, that should be fine. And we can even put stands on. We can't put a stand here because of this pipe. So let's take that. There we go. Now this should be able to have a stand here and here, and we can put a stand here and here. Then we can just fill this in, and then that can stack as well for the upper one of this. So that is gonna be fine. Okay, so that is our brandy, and we are gonna get our brandy out here. There we go, quite a long line, but maybe we have to finagle it a little bit, but for now that should be fine. let's try and get money up here. And we also want to get growth potions. And we also want to get fuel. But we don't have fuel up on this floor, which makes it a little bit difficult. So maybe we should get it up here. We do have fuel on this floor. So let's take that and put it up here. You know, just so we can flow upstairs. Like that. And then we need to get the money. So we should get rid of this one because it spans 2 floors. Get the money one further. Get this one up to a 3rd level there. That's that, and then we need to get the money. How did we do this earlier? Because I feel like oh, we had a 4th one. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I am just gonna cheat though. There we go. Because I don't know, I mean, maybe we'll move this, we probably will if we need to set up belts for this to increase the production of black powder, but for now at least we got stuff upstairs, which is what we need. And let's just send the money. Let's send the fuel. And then we'll send fertilizer, the growth potions. There we go. Now everything should be flowing, and these just need to be kick-started. We can also not there though. We should do it here. We can help with self-production, and then this just needs to be kick-started. And that is day 3. Let's see, did our earnings increase? They did. Okay, 7 even. Saturn, so it's a little bit wonky, the timing. It's not quite 6. That is interesting. But even with the increase there, the spending is also increasing a bit. Obviously, we need to get this online, so the coal is gonna go down a little bit, but we're at about 500 here. And obviously, in the end, when we actually produce the blast potions, they sell for quite a bit, so they are going to help as well for sure. Now this seems to be running and functioning, and we are producing our first brandy that goes down here. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, next thing we need is the Oblivion Essence, and that is made in a thingamabob. No, that is made, let's just build it here, in a Paradox Crucible. And we need some rivets for that. Which we have a bunch of, we just need to get them. I'm just gonna put this wall up now that we have the materials. Now, Paradox Crucible makes the Oblivion Essence. I'm not quite sure how I want to turn it. Let's just keep it like this. So you take, it's sort of like a cauldron. You take some item, and it has some value in the game. You take some item and you feed it into the Paradox Crucible, and then it gets turned into either Oblivion or the other type of essence via the Vitality. Oh, I guess it... Yeah, okay, so you get the Oblivion Essence, and then if you put that back into a Crucible, then you can get a Vitality Essence. And right now there's no use for those, but it is a thing. And that's something else entirely. So we take something and we put it in here. Now what are we gonna take? Well, let's get our money belt down here. We will make a purchasing portal. Let's just make it there. We are gonna send in sage seeds because that seems to be sort of like the most cost efficient way. So we're gonna send in sage seeds, and this is gonna add a bunch to our buffer, but like with this, we want to be able to expand. We are going to need 2 here to begin there. Well, we need like 1.46 or something, but that's just gonna have to backlog. So we're having 2 paradox crucibles here, and they need fuel, and as we saw, they need a lot of fuel. Let's see here. That's not where we see it. We see it when we build it. They require 240 Ps, or 2,400, sorry, Ps per second. It's quite a lot. So we actually need to get, we need to bootstrap it, obviously, but we need to get our black powder up here too, before we start setting this to burn. So let's do that next. But we want like, I believe it's 15 or something of these. Luckily, they stack as well, so it's not gonna be much of an issue. That's gonna be just fine. We can just stack them if we run out of space here. And then we probably will have some dedicated blenders over here for fueling these eventually. And then the other ones, sort of to avoid buffering too many blast potions on a belt. But for now, I mean, we do have the choice. We could move this blender over here. Could just do this. And then sort of continue the pipe here. Go. Get rid of this. And we need the Oblivion Essence. And we're just gonna route it like this, because that's gonna be the only place that goes, at least for now. And then we just need to get our stuff up here. Our blast powder, black powder. And you could definitely say, okay, we can have the build up here, and we can have like 1 in here. I think there's probably room for 2, so we could do that, because this is gonna tile along this wall here, and this is gonna tile along this wall here, so I don't think it would be an issue. But when this tiles along as well, that we're only gonna have this amount. Let's see if we can't move one of these up here. No, it is. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see. Now this is ready to be re-established. Let's see if we confirm. Can we have it in any sort of meaningful way? Can't. I mean, maybe we could just barely. We could just barely have it here. If we move in on the left here, if we move in the crushers and the buyers. Gonna need some more rope and some more wood nonetheless. hopefully there's some wood waiting for us there. There was a little bit. Let's get some more logs going. Might as well just set up a purchasing portal right here. And let's just do 5 silvers worth of logs. And rope, we can really only get here, I think. Yep. There we go. Okay, so let's try by moving these here in one. Then we will okay. There's definitely some tiling things here that could probably be better, right? Because we are currently, it's for every 3 we make of these, we can get rid of 2 stones, but everything else is sort of just like how it is. Gotta get rid of that. And these. Gotta move this one back. One more. Gotta turn this. I think that is probably the smallest we can make it. Now this self-feeds. We don't want that. So we gotta get something in it somehow. That belt that leads in, then we can get it in from the side there. And we also gotta reverse the money. Let's see if this can't fit. Cut and gotta get rid of these 2 boxes here. BR. Okay. So it fits in this direction. And that is okay for now. And then we can build one on the next row. Oh, we can't actually move it here, but only this one. Next one won't be able to, so we should put it here. Let's try and placing it here. Let's get rid of these so we don't start buying by, right? Because we want some more these ones. Gridlocks. actually need 4, right? That way we don't buy too much pyrite, which would be expensive. And we need a catapult. And this is for pyrite. And this is for pyrite. Okay. So this should... Now it should have fuel as well. So the furnaces can run and then everything should be good. We are going to be creating a lot of excess iron, and obviously at some point it would probably make sense to use that for something. But for now we're just gonna trash it because that is the option that I feel like we have. Do we have enough? We don't have enough to make another one. But that's okay. I just want to see if we can put it in a place where it makes sense. So this is gonna fit, but it is gonna... This is running in the wrong direction. We are gonna need to route fuel a little bit wonky, but that's probably also fine. So we're missing 3 portals. That's impressive. I thought I got a lot, but I guess it does require a lot of portals. And we need a little bit more wood and a little bit more stone. Hopefully this stone is there, otherwise we'll have to set up a temporary machine for that as well. Very expensive, but still in profit, so that is great. Can we buy portal keys from portals? We can. Wonderful. Do you know what? Let's just get a few. For that is enough, and then let's set up a stone crusher, another box, change this to limestone. Send in some more money. That should get us some stone. Don't want to wait for that. It's going to be quicker to just go get some downstairs and run back up. But and then we can also check if we got a quest that we can actually do. Urgent request, we can do this one. And this one we can't because we don't have the unstable catalyst, but we can do this urgent request. We just need to get a few more of our copper bearings. So that is nice, a quest for once. And there we go, copper bearings. Get a few, a little bit more money. And we are even, I mean, we're in profit. That is for certain. Even with the increased buffer, we still have a lot of money. So that is very nice. We're not going to run out anytime soon. So we can just build to our heart's content, at least for now. When we dip into the Mars, it's going to get really expensive really quickly. I mean, this one is also really expensive, but not as much as the Mars. Okay, so could we make another one? Confirm, we can. And I've got to that's fine. We can just run a line ourselves. Just gonna make room for it. Okay. So this is number 2. And we'll have a money line that goes here. Now we need to get the black powder. Oh, and we've got to copy the pipes when we did this. That's okay. We can just add them. There we go. We need to get fuel here. Like that, and then we need to get the black powder. Can't cross out from here because this need the other, like the fruit wine needs the space, so we can only go up. So I think we'll go up over this money line here. And then that's the first one. It's gonna hook into this bottom belt here. And there's gonna be... No, we can't fit another one. Because of this pipe and because we need the blenders. So we can just run this backwards here. This is running. Okay, this one. Got moved, of course. Let's just do it like this. Straight line belts just look better in my opinion, so that's what I'm gonna try and do. This should give us the amount of quicksilver needed to do the black powder needed, and that is the black powder. Cool. Now we need to bootstrap this. As you can see, it goes very fast, but it does produce Oblivion Essence at 14 per minute, and we need 20, so that's why we're running 2. Obviously, it's gonna scale a bit wonkily, but that's gonna be fine. And that produced a potion that goes in here, and you can see that burns way slower. Almost produced 3 essence on 1, and it's a 1-to-1, so we are gonna get a surplus of blast potions. But for now, we're just bootstrapping. This part here is going to change once we scale it, because then there are going to be blenders that aren't necessary to bootstrap or to self fuel. So there will just be blenders over here which solely just produce That gives us our blast potions. Let's get the excess here into a box. And then we should go downstairs and see if we can't find a place. We have a place here. An empty shelf. Because we aren't selling growth potions, and I don't think we will be. Although they do have a price, so maybe we should. We are like at 78% customer satisfaction. Or, I mean, it's not really a percentage, but it is a percentage, right? Because it's out of 100, so. Either way, we are gonna make this one, and then we can decide if we want blast potions or growth potions. What are we missing that we can produce that we aren't selling? Because that's the only thing that matters. Okay, forgot to set those ones up after I moved it. That definitely does something. Large wooden gears we don't have any of. Let's grab some wood then. Just to make sure we have some of those for sale. And I guess these ones got... Huh, maybe there was some kind of... Yeah, I don't know what happens, but that's happened. But that is for sure why we were dropping so much. It was like 5 items. So I think we should probably be good with not selling the growth potions, and we can just sell the blast potions. Obviously, we're also going to use the blast potions for fuel, at least until we get to Panacea, which is far away. But we are going to use it for fuel, so maybe we won't sell it just yet until we've done the Mars build. I think that makes sense. Wait with getting the Mars build so we can use, or next time we'll do the Mars build and we can use our blast potions for fueling there. Another thing I want to see is how many growth potions are we actually producing. We're producing 40, but they are self-consuming. So we're not really producing 40, maybe 30. We might need... So what I'm thinking, obviously when we get to Panacea potions, it's not going to be a problem. Oh right, there's the fertile catalyst. So maybe we won't have to scale growth potions as crazily as perhaps presumed. Maybe we can go to fertile catalyst. We need to build it anyways in order to get the Panacea potions. so we'll for sure have to make them. Maybe they are more efficient in what I want to do with the Mars. What I'm thinking with Mars is that it needs a lot of steel gears, a lot of bronze, and a lot of copper. There is a way using cauldrons that doesn't take up obscene amount of space. Because let's see here, we need 300 gears, 600 bearings, and 600 rivets. So let's take a look at this. How much is this one producing? It's producing 20 bearings. We need 300. We need 15 of these. And we need 20. So we need 20 of these. They take up pretty much a 1x2. So we can have 4 per floor. So we're gonna need 5 floors just for the copper parts of the Mars. That's just not feasible. I don't think it's feasible. It makes no sense. So we're gonna have to try and see if we can't do it using cauldrons. I think we can. We are gonna need a lot of cauldrons, but we can stack them like 3 high without them having like the craziest of blueprints or footprints. And I think we might only need something like 50 cauldrons. That's gonna be a lot of wiring, but I think it can be done in a lot less space. Obviously, with cauldrons you can put in whatever, but cost efficiency wise, like we did not here, but like we did here, we want to use nurseries. So they need growth potions, or they need fertilizer, and we're gonna need a lot. So maybe going for the fertile catalyst before we go back for the Mars is really going to be the play that we're gonna go for. Then the question just becomes, should we go for the next type of jewelry, the pocket watch and the clockwork bird? Should we do those before we jump into fertile catalysts? That is a question that I would like to sort of get an answer to from you guys. What do you think? Profit is starting to decay a bit. Obviously there's some startup costs, but we're still in profit, which is good. We probably also want to get the next order up and running, which was gloom fungus. And how we're making gloom fungus, well, we are doing that like this, just chopping logs. That leaves us with excess planks. Leaves us with excess planks that we don't really know what we're gonna do with at that point, so that's probably not the way. So we're probably gonna do some kind of cauldron setup again for that as well. Okay. We can go all the way up to 1600 in a dispatch portal, so we could duplicate this setup. We can stack. Could probably stack 3 of these on top of each other. that takes care of this portion. So we can probably fit it within one square. We could maybe put it here. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how early or how much money we're gonna need. Now, in order to scale this further, we are gonna have to move black powder production so this is overproducing, that's expected. This shouldn't be overproducing. Black powder, it shouldn't be overproducing. Are we getting enough brandy? We should be, it's full. This does 20, does it not? Using a lot more lime water than we need. Or doing the amount of charcoal powder, that's fine, and the sulfur powder. You're doing 10 per minute. So actually doing too much lime water, which is then a little bit silly, right? Or did I calculate that for, so we need 50 quicklime powder. Yeah, okay, so we are doing it in the correct ratios. I don't understand why the black powder is producing a backlog. It shouldn't. But I guess that's fine. Oof. I don't know if unlocking the next tier already makes any sense. There is the World Tree Nursery, which we need to get up and going eventually to be able to do Panacea potions. Let's take, well, yeah, you need Aquavitae, and then we still need the Fertile Catalyst. Just trying to think, if we unlock this, it's just gonna... We're still missing so much from the earlier ones, and maybe we'll start throwing things into our quests that we can't handle. So it probably makes sense to wait, in which case I believe it makes sense. To send these to be sold. We just need our bridge here. Then we'll get some more money, and we want to scale this. Obviously we want to take this and use this for fuel. We want to scale it, and the only way we can scale it is we need more black powder, and we are gonna get that from down here. So this floor is gonna be just black powder galore. just want to see. I'm a bit confused. I haven't upgraded the sleep timer. So why? Huh. I was just wondering why it's been the amount of time it's been when there's still half a day left, but that is just how it is, I guess. We don't really have the time to begin the next build, but I do think that it's going to be fertile catalyst. So let's unlock a lavender essential oil. And let's build another floor where that can live. Oh, and we're out of nails. Interesting. Let's get some of the excess iron here. And we'll get the fertile catalyst here. How many do we need? Okay, it's gonna take a little while, but we can just put the flooring down. And we are out of wood too, great. Luckily we already set that up. We should also be able to put up some walls. And we can get up there too temporarily. Poke a hole through the wall. That is that for that. Oh, gotta get a box here, of course. Now, with the Panacea Potion, no, the Fertile Catalyst, we need an advanced blender. Let's just see the sort of ratios we're looking for. Unstable catalyst, lavender essential oils, and this vitality essence. We need 15. That's quite annoying because this does 14. So either we're gonna have to find another thing so we can get to 15, or we're gonna have to make do with 14 of this. Of course, we could scale it up, go for like 40 or something. So we need unstable catalyst, and I believe that's something we actually haven't unlocked either, is it? Or maybe it's just unlocked by default. Here it is. Unstable catalyst. Nope, that's the fertile catalyst. Unstable catalyst. I can't choose it, so that must mean I haven't unlocked it. Yep, it's here behind the advanced assembler, so let's unlock that as well. And that's gonna need sulfur and gloom spores. So maybe that is what we're going to be doing next time. It's unstable catalysts. It's a way to get gloom spores in both for the unstable catalyst, but also I've been building these without windows, I just realized. Can I even take them? I can take them down. That's quite annoying. Okay, definitely gonna have to fix that. So yeah, gloom spores for the unstable catalyst, but also for the dispatch. There's the quest, and then we'll be able to send the dispatch ourselves, and that will make us money as well. So we gotta get that up and running too. Let's unlock the unstable catalyst here, and as I said, yeah, that will be what we are going to do next time. For once, we can sign this episode off before we run out of time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for spending your time with me. I would like to say that quite a few of you who are watching, and I'm very grateful that you are, quite a few of you, most of you actually, aren't subscribed. So it would really mean a lot to me and help me out a great deal. If you haven't subscribed already, then hit the subscribe button, and if you want, you can put on the notification bell so you can follow along as well when new episodes come up every Sunday for this Alchemy series. And currently we are also doing Transport Fever 2, a every product, every city run that goes on Wednesdays. But again, thank you so much for watching, and please also leave a like and a comment. It helps YouTube know that you guys will like the video and to push it out to more people, and that in turn will helps me out, because that way hopefully we can get some more friends in here and build up a bit of a community. I think that would be very interesting, very fun thing to do and to grow. Oh, did I pick the wrong one? I did, didn't I? Upstairs. Gonna have to change that as well. I could have sworn that the days ended at 8 or 9, but I guess it's 10. So here for the few last seconds. I mean, you can feel free to not having to stay here, obviously. I'm just gonna fix these walls so we have some light coming in, and also so we have that potential exit. There we go. Daily summary. Let's see, with it running hopefully somewhat like it should, with the appropriate costs. Ooh, expenses have gone up quite a bit, and we're down to under 200 profit, but hopefully when we begin selling the blast potions, and next time when we get those spore dispatches up and running, then we'll be back on track to having huge profits and no worry in sight. As I said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. But I guess it would also, as always, be nice if we could have just one last turn. See you guys.